Well, we need models that we want to use into the ComfyUI. So we go to Civit. This is a popular site where you can find all kinds of models. Let's wait for a bit that it loads up. And then we filter, we go models here. We wait a little bit and we select filter and we select all the time and we select checkpoint SD 1.1. Okay, these are the models. Now we select one model. Let's say, I don't know. Okay, let's select, or let's select. There are so many. This one, science fiction. No, this is often with pickle tensor, and pickle tensors are not good because they can contain insecure Python code which can run on a computer. So we avoid pickle tensors and we use safe tensors. Okay, let's just take, well, no, let's take, it's so hard to choose. Okay, let's take this one, Midjourney Papercut. Okay, why not? This is as well pickle tensor. Pickle tensors was popular a while ago, and now they are less popular. Almost all diffusion models come as safe tensors nowadays. Let's try this one. Yeah, this is fine. It's written safe tensor, and here when we click download, it's some Chinese. Yeah, you see, you can generate these are example images that you can see, and some LoRa's that you could use with and stuff like that. So we wait a little bit so the file downloads. Yeah, we could go and find another meanwhile. Why not? What's this? MedArt. Okay, it's nice. Yeah, fantasy background. This sounds nice. Let's check out this. Yes, safe tensor. Let's download this as well. As you will see, like you download so many models that your hard drive is gonna get full. So it's often good to put your models onto the external hard drive or a big SSD that has a lot of storage if you have multiple disks, so that you are more you have more freedom to choose the models. But the drawback is that it's gonna take longer to load at first the model into the VRAM of the GPU. Now, as you can see, we have the models downloaded in our download folder. I'm doing everything in downloaded for just for illustrative purposes, so I select them. And we go into the Comfy folder, then ComfyUI, and we go to the models subfolder inside the ComfyUI. And here we find the checkpoint. I think it's checkpoint. Yes, checkpoints. Here's the first one, and we paste the models here. And that's it. Now we go back, and we run the ComfyUI. And we wait it to start. Okay, here is the empty ComfyUI running. And the simple thing we do is just click load default. Load default, yes. and then you see how it is. You just watch these things. You can move them. You can move the nodes. Yes, this is a default prompt, and here we have to select. We have these two models, and we could try them out. The depth resolution is 512. So we write, yeah, let's try some prompt. So real landscape, forest, wet, for example. I did prompt, and now click it. Yeah. Now we have to wait the model to load from disk onto the GPU, and we get an image. And this is the first image we got. If we try to increase the resolution to 1024:8, this is too high resolution for SD 1.5 models. So we should get some artifacts if we try something that has, like, I don't know, it's the elephant. Because it's not trained to work with, but it was okay. Sometimes you can get along with it, sometimes you cannot. It doesn't work that well. Now let's check the other model. We can change the model by clicking on it, selecting the other one. The default resolution is the right resolution for these models as the 1.5 is 768 in both dimensions, but we can go a little bit over or try different options. So let's play a little bit with this default workflow to get some feeling how it's going to work. So this is the number of steps. The number of steps defines in how many steps the diffusion model denoises the image from the noise to the image, how many steps it takes. The more steps you take, usually the better quality. So let's try with, let's go in steps of 10. Let's say 10 steps. If you do just 10 steps, we get this kind of image. If you do 20 steps, it should be better. It should be better. All right, yet more detailed. If you go 100 steps, let's check out how it's going to look with 100 steps. Then we have CFG scale, which defines how much the model is following the prompt. And the thing is, if we put it too high, okay, let's try something. We set the CFG scale too high now, probably. It's already like the image is burned. It doesn't look right? So if we go with too low, probably, it's gonna give more freedom to the model for interpretation. So you see, the image is not so refined. So you have to play with these numbers a little bit to find what works for you and what gives you the best results. And so if we go with 10, then we have the different samplers that we can use. So when we click on the samplers, let's just play. The best is just to try different options. This is the Euler, the most default one. Then we have, okay, I'm gonna show this one. It's different kind of sampler. The difference is, I'm gonna go into differences between them in some later video. Now we're gonna just try different ones so that you see all the options, and some are not gonna work that well, and they're specific. Even different models work best with different samplers, and usually some type of model works best with some samplers. Let's try this one. Yeah, this is another option of how we're gonna sample the model. And when you generate a batch of images, you're gonna see more like how they differ from each other. So for now, I'm gonna just show you how to make a batch of images. Let's try, I don't know, 4 images. Why generate 1? Let's generate at once 4 images. The higher this batch size is going to be, the more images are you generating concurrently. This means that the time it takes to generate an image is going to be longer. To generate, it's going to take longer, but you're going to get 4 images instead of 1. So it is good to push this number higher, but the VRAM requirements are going to grow. So start with 1, try with 2, maybe 4, and you get to a point when you cannot increase it anymore if you want to generate as many images with the same prompt, basically. Now we are generating 4 images. I'm gonna see, yeah. So this is the sampler. Here we have latent. Travel to VR decode, and we are decoding them into the image. So we see, it seems like it's 1, but when you click here, and you click here and click here, you get to the next one. Or if you click here, you see 4 of them together, right? Let's generate some more elephants. So, and when you go to the Civit AI, you can find out in the description of the model what kind of samplers work best, and you can check the examples. I'm gonna show you. So let's say you go for models, you find some model. Okay, let's say I wanna some model which I like or find interesting. Okay, let's do some fantasy world checkpoint. Here we see reviews which show what other things about models, how many times it was downloaded, when it was published, what is the base model. So these are fine-tuned models. The whole checkpoint was fine-tuned. And this, from the base model, which was Stable Diffusion 1.5. Usually, like Stable Diffusion 1.5 has some resolution, then we have Stable Diffusion SDXL, which has high resolution to 1024. And so we just find this model here, and we can look. We have some text that describes it, where you can support the creator of the model. You can open it up, check the images, and here when you open the image, you get the prompt, which you can copy paste, for example, and use in your example in some other model even. Let's try it. Except let's check out how it looks like. Here we got this, what we get with the other model. This is not the same model. And sometimes you even get more information like guidance. Here you have guidance, you have steps, you have sampler, which was used, which seed even, and clip seed. Yeah, we didn't talk about seed. Seed is this number. And yeah, it's better explained when you work with one image. And basically the same seed should generate the same image. Oh, they're nice. Look nice. Let's select one and generate just, for example, let's generate, let's say we go to 0. Nice number. Click. We get this image, right? And then when we're gonna run the same model, if we disconnect, this is gonna stay. We double click, and this opens out. We click save image. We find the node save image. For example, if you wanna save it, we also have just preview. If you want just preview image is good as well. So you can connect even to 2 nodes. and you click. Oh, I made a mistake. You have to set control after generates to fix. So yeah. So what was the previous image? We go Control Z, maybe Control Z, Control Z. Okay, we have this. I think was this number maybe. Yes. We select fixed. Will it be? Yes. Okay. Let's click now and see if we get the same image. But no, it was not. It was 0, 0 at the end. I think 0, 0. Okay. Let's check out. Basically, the question, yeah, we can get the seed of this image because each image also definitely saves the whole workflow is embedded in each image. So you can drag the generated image and regenerate it. It was not that. Okay, but now let's say this is this image. Okay. With this seed, right? And if we go and try to save another, okay, we delete this because it's just an annoyance. We want to generate, if we click again, we should get the same image. You're gonna see, we're gonna get the same image. And it didn't even compute it. But even if we try to change the seed to 002, for example, you see this number +2, we're gonna get a different image. We can this way force it to generate because ComfyUI is smart enough that it doesn't regenerate the image if the seed didn't change. So it computes only what it has to put. So see, this was a different image, but then if we go back, we will regenerate the same image. So the seed is kind of the number that is used to generate the image, the random number. And so you see, we have the same image. It's the same. So if we know the seed and we know all the settings, we know the prompt, we know the model, we can be like, we don't have even to store the image, we can just store the seed and regenerate the image if you want to. So it's basically functional dependent. Yeah, you can regenerate, you don't have to store the images anymore. You could always regenerate them if you wish to do so. But you have to store the number, yeah. Or, yeah, this is one. So what's next? What we should do next? Okay, for example, we can also load image. For example, and we could we use VAE encode. We connect VAE, we connect these pixels here and the latent. And to be sure that the image has the right dimension, we are gonna take the image and then generate something based on the image, right? We're gonna use this image as kind of as inspiration in some way. Yeah, resize image size, upscale maybe. Yeah, upscale. So we are not upscaling the image, but we are just, when you're setting these numbers, if it is the same size, it's probably not gonna upscale it. If it is smaller, it's gonna even shrink it. So, and here we have the option, we cannot crop it. If we're gonna, the upscaler algorithm that's gonna be used, we can connect the preview node here to see how it looks, the upscaled image. And then, okay, now we use this image to generate it. But if we do it like this, nothing changes because we're taking the whole image and we are just ignoring it. But the noise was different, so the image did change a little bit, but it is overwritten still. But if we lower the noise scale, something lower, let's see what we're gonna get. Or maybe so look at this. It's almost no change. And now we increase the denoise scale even. We increase the denoise scale. This means we are, see, we're getting something. We're getting something. This is the default image. You can choose any image you want. And so where are all the images that we have generated? They are in ComfyUI outputs. An example, let's take this one. I like this one. Yeah, it's simple image. And now let's use this image for processing. We could use images that we generate as input again and do all kinds of cool things this way. You see, it's more like that, but maybe, see, the colors are different, right? It looks great. But let's try to lower the denoise scale. Or change the scheduler, or change everything. We have, you see, we have the same fixed seed. So the seed is, see, it is, when you compare it, like it, you got something from this image, right? There are some similarities between, because this was denoised, and then the noise was used, and we didn't denoise it fully. So it tries to mix the things together. And okay, let's try even less. It's gonna be even less denoised. And so this is the way you play and build things in ComfyUI. And you can press spacebar to move around. Press spacebar and mouse to move around. You can drag. You can generate 2 images, for example, in one go. But they're gonna be the same this way. You're gonna see this. They're gonna be almost the same, probably, because using the same latents, right? If you use the same latent and the same samples and VAE, you're gonna get the same image. So what can we do is take these pixels, encode them, yes, this way, and then use another key sampler here. Yes, we encode, and you can even create an empty image. No, you cannot empty. Yeah, you can upscale latents. Yeah, let's try latent upscalers. Okay, let's try to upscale. We want higher resolution. Okay, this is called high-res fix. We connect the model. We connect the positive prompts. We connect the negative prompts. By the way, we can change the colors. We can make this green. We can make this red. And we just connect this. Here we have it. And now we copied with Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V the code node. We connect the VAE. We select the denoise to 2.45. But here, this way, we could even have random. Let's check what happens. We are not, I want to higher resolution, right? But this is not gonna increase the resolution. We're gonna just reimagine a little bit what was generated. So we can make these long chains of transformations between images. So you see, we got something that is like that, but it is differentiated. Actually, it's interesting. But what I wanted to show you is, yeah, the tensor. Can you see the size? Tensors. Size. No. Okay. We upscale it. Upscale latent. Upscale latent by, maybe. Yes. We're gonna increase the resolution image by upscaling the latents by factor 1.5, and we are gonna denoise it a little bit. Because it's just half, right? And see what we got. You have to try. Now it's gonna have a different image. Let's check. Oh, now we did a mistake, but it's okay. Let's do it this way. I don't know. Let's check out what happens if we run this, oh, it's on randomized, so we're gonna have to regenerate it. Yeah. Okay, we can stop the current computation by clicking cancel here, and sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. You have to click it multiple times because in the middle of processing it doesn't register the clicks, so it's a little bit annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Probably they're gonna make it even better in the future. So let's wait a little bit so that the model starts generating the image. We wait it. You're gonna get an image travels like we actually didn't have to do this. This was kinda one way of doing it, but we don't have to encode it. We can upscale latents directly, and let's check out how it is different, right? This is how we experiment in ComfyUI. You set the fixed seat. You can click Control Shift. You selected Control Shift C, Control Shift. Oh my gosh! No. Control. Yeah. We go 1, 2, 3. So you have to select them with Shift, and then you press Control Shift C, Control Shift V, yeah, so that you get all of the nodes connected and you don't have to connect them. Right, this speeds up building workflows a lot. So what I wanted to do is to not use this encode node, but use the upscale just the latents first, and then use them directly. So okay, let's try out what we get. So I want to, this is 14, yes, we copy the same seed here, set it to fixed, everything else is the same, and let's rerun the thing. And here, this is how our workflow, so you see the comparison from before, like it is much nicer details and the resolution is higher, is 1.5 higher. So if you use Python, 7, what is the resolution? It is 768 multiple 1.5, you get more than the SDXL resolution, so it's good. And you could do even multiple upscales to get even higher resolutions, but the VRAM requirements aren't gonna grow with that. There is a lot of optimization that ComfyUI is doing under the hood when you're using it to work so fast. I think it's way better than it was when I switched from 11.11 to ComfyUI. I noticed that it's way more optimized. So let's check out, is it better, is it different, how does it differ? Okay, I mean, the conversion, is it, you can, there are some nodes that you can highlight the differences, but you can just check out a little bit. You see this is different, like this detail was lost and it's now here. So the quality is higher when you do, you don't go through VAE encode, VAE decode, and then you encode. This is unnecessary. So we can delete this nodes. All right. This is now, if we don't have to generate one image, right? We can generate multiple ones, and we can create a group, add group. And this way, it's easier to move everything. It's easier to organize yourself a little bit. And you can even give edit group, title, and see. This is high res fix. This is high res fix, yes. So we copy them. Okay. The latent is, oh my gosh, what happened to the latent? Yeah. This is okay. I don't want this. Okay, this should be in this connect. We connect here, And as you can see, like if you change we could do, let's try some other way of upscaling, right? I don't know which one is the best. It's the big question. You have to try a lot of options. But what I wanted to do is to do some other seed. So now I'm gonna randomize the seed. So now we're gonna get another image. We could work on the workflow while the workflow is computing. This way, when we are waiting, we can organize workflow a little bit. We could also do reroute. This note is especially useful if you want to organize your workflow a little bit. So like this, and now you can put it like here, and see, you make nice connections, and you could guide where more each of the noodle goes, so it's way more organized this way, for example. But it can as well be a big time sink if you're really doing it you go overboard with it. The fine thing is that you can go and you can copy paste them, so that you don't have to search for the nodes. And this is a way that you can intuitively build way faster the workflows. I like to put on the start, on the left side of the group, the input pins, and then the output on the right one. So let's check out. Yeah, it's a different image. It's a different image, as you can see. And yeah, it's very intuitive in some way to just build a lot of variation and explore what can be done with this. And this is just the start. I suggest that you start for generating images because it's way faster, and then later we will start generating videos as well. Let's that be for the beginner tutorial for today, and I wish you a beautiful day. Hit like and subscribe. Thank you.